Gunline. We got a fire mission coming down. I'm your host Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, where we just chop it up and shoot the shit like we would out in the field. So go on and pop a squat because it's about to get hot. You are on the gun line now. To anybody who's new, the reason I call this podcast On the Gun Line is because, as I was saying earlier, out in the field, we'd have conversations about everything and anything. And this is basically my as the millennials would say, safe space to come out and have conversations that would otherwise give me side eyes from civilians out there. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, before we continue, this is episode number 297, y'all. Three away from that magic number of 300. Thank you all for all my day oneers who've been supporting me. I really, really am grateful and thankful. As we start to close up this year, this is going to be the last episode for 2023, y'all. It amazes me how it seems like time has flown from 2020 to 2023. Honestly, I mean, I'm still in March 2020 since the COVID happened, but I know that time has flown by as well. And with that comes changes, you know what I'm saying, and growth. So I decided to expand, and do the On the Gun Line Presents Vet Bro Reactions. And it's been hitting pretty good on YouTube, y'all. I went from like 175 subscribers to 214 subscribers. Then I lost one today, so it's 213 subscribers. While that may sound very small, which it is, I get it. I'm still a growing podcast, even though I've been doing this for almost 4 years. Um, the thing about it is that I try to keep it as organic as possible. I don't have this big budget. I don't have like all these bells and whistles and all that crap. And I'm not very uh censored when I speak. So obviously the algorithms are going to try to push me down because I say things that are not as acceptable in society. You know what I mean? So, but for those of you that are subscribing and following, I do appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. If you haven't hopped onto my YouTube channel On the Gunline podcast, do me a favor, go ahead and go over there, hit a thumbs up, hit a like, and subscribe. I know thumbs up and like are the same, but anyways, I'll just go off the cuff here. I'm just going straight off the hip pocket training, baby. So, anywho, um, yeah, let's just go ahead and continue to grow together, man. Um, let's talk about it. Christmas just passed, and honestly, it's to me, it's starting to seem. I don't know if it's because I live in Texas now, but it's almost like it's losing its meaning, I guess. And it's just become more of a day to just give presents and gifts, rather than the reason behind what we're celebrating. You know, um, and honestly, if we're gonna celebrate Christmas, let's celebrate the reason for them as well. The reason for the season, right? As cliche as it sounds, is because of Jesus Christ. If you're a believer, he is your Lord and Savior, and he is risen. All right. And of course, we all know that this specific time was chosen because we're trying to reach out to those pagans and convert them over to Christianity, and that's why we do this whole time of the season for it. But I mean, it's lost its meaning, like especially like with gifts. I think gifts is the biggest thing. People used to be happy just receiving anything from the heart. You know what I mean? Just oh, you thought about me, you got me a gift, I appreciate it, right? But now it's like become almost an expectation of like, you better give me this, and so it almost takes away from the surprising or from the gesturing, and it's become an expectation. To me, it loses its thought, it loses its meaning behind it. When I was a kid and I would get gifts, I'll give you an example. One of my kids received like Under Armour gear and Nike gear, and like, oh, clothes, whoop de doo. And I'm thinking to myself, like, that's Nike, that's Under Armour. That's not no just whoop de doo. That's like some name brand shit. If we got anything that looked like Nike, it was from the goddamn alleys out in downtown LA, and it didn't say Nike, it said Bikey. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Nike, it was Psych. So these ungrateful little brats getting all this good gear that little Asians are fucking, you know, messing their hands up with carpal tunnel for by building it for them, have no what's the word? Gratitude for it, man. Shit. Back when I was growing up, if I got a fucking pair of shoes that were not Pro Wings, that were not ponies, that were not lottos, and that were not LA Gear, which LA Gear was fire for about one season or two, I was happy as hell. But these kids over here, it's like they don't give a shit. And who there's nobody else to blame but the parents. I blame myself because we have given them what they wanted and what they needed. And it's that overcorrection I've discussed many times before, that we overcorrected because we wanted to provide them what we didn't have when we were growing up. But now that's just basically created a fucking generation of ungrateful brats. And honestly, some of the way that my kids were behaving this weekend, I wanted to slap the dog shit out of them. And it is what it is. Hopefully, they'll correct it with their generation that comes up after them. But all right, vent over. Anywho, um, I wanted to talk about on the military side, recruiting, because I had touched on that a little bit over on the Vetbro Reacts. If you watch the Vetbro Reacts, I reacted about Sergeant First classes becoming automatic now in the recruiting realm, as well as it potentially. So check this out, y'all. Potentially speaking, you got a high speed E4, right? High speed E4, and you make him your gunner. All right, so he's your gunner, and we're gonna talk specifically gunline. And then the fool, he's so high speed, you take him on the secondary zone to the promotion board. He goes to the board, knocks that shit out the park, gets his P status, right? All right, cool. So then he comes down on recruiting orders. So I mean, he goes to recruiting school and picks up his E6 as soon as he finishes school. And then not only that, while he's on his recruiting tour, he picks up E7 because he was able to get 24 bodies in 1 year. So in 3 years, this kid went, or 2 years potentially, he went from E5 to E7 and not knowing his damn job one lick. Maybe he knew how to be a gunner, but I mean, he had no chief time, no gunnery sergeant time, but yet he's gonna come back and be a smoke. That is just wrong. It's really wrong on what they're doing. And what's going to happen with that, in my opinion, I think, is that they're going to start looking for anybody to go ahead and just bring in and slip them in and slip them in, just to fill that quota. I think that's wrong. And the Army needs to correct itself. I don't know what good idea Ferry hit on that and said, let's go ahead and motivate these soldiers by promoting them way too early. I saw many NCOs, or many soldiers that were wearing NCO rank that did not deserve it. And I could only see the failure that this will bring to the ranks of the backbone of the Army. And I know there's a lot of us that feel the same way. Somebody called me a hater, saying that because, I had to work hard to get my rank, I should be happy that these kids are getting it easier, so I should stop being a hater. It's not that I'm being a hater, it's that, stuff like this is what's going to keep people from wanting to join the military. All right. And I had a conversation with one of my very, very best friends regarding recruiting, and why is it that we're not we're not getting the numbers that we need. And it boils down to this. All right. And I said it on the Vetbro Reacts as well. And it might sound racist as shit or whatever. You can call me a sellout if you want. I don't care. But the truth be told is that the US Army has not just isolated, but they've pushed back on who the majority of their enlisted used to be, which was honestly Southern white males. All right. They all wanted to join the military. Yeehaw, daddy, I got my ass a M16. Yeah, those cats right there. Y'all are pushing them away because of their beliefs. They're in whether their beliefs are wrong, right or wrong, but when you're pushing them to make them feel like they are, I don't want to say inferior, but as backwards, yeah, dude, you're gonna start getting pushback. When you start glorifying, or not just glorifying, but just shoving social changes into those who are conservative, they're gonna shy away from it, man. I get it. They say we gotta evolve, we gotta move on. Okay. Well, you're gonna lose out on what was, because they're not going in there with their beliefs and trying to change people's minds. They're going in there and serve because they wanted to be soldiers. But now they got to be soldiers with all this goddamn training of shit that has nothing to do with soldiering. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to have to go sit through briefings about he, him, they, their, zer, z's. I don't care about any of that. You know, so when you start pushing back on those people, they're not going to want to join anymore. And then I started hearing about a conspiracy theory regarding that maybe the army is doing this on purpose, taking away, or shining the spotlight on those blue-haired people so that they can fill in the ranks. And then if ever there is a necessity for there to be a uprising, they'll have the majority in there of blue hairs fighting against regular people. But then my thought of that was, will they actually fight? I mean, they're blue haired people. They wear vagina hats. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But yeah, dude, it's bothersome. I just think that the military needs to stop worrying about social issues in the military. The military is there for one thing and one thing only, and that's to defend our nation in a time when there's a threat. That's it. Unpopular opinion. Let's take all our people out of Europe. Let's take all our people out of Korea. Let's take all our people out of all these hubs that we have. Let the world fend for themselves. Let us care about us. Because honestly, we're not doing too great in this country. I don't know if you guys have noticed. Our country is going down the shitter. But meanwhile, we're too busy worried about Ukraine and sending them money, and Israel and sending them money. How about we fix what we have here? How about we fix that homeless population that we have in LA? How about we fix the drug epidemic that we have going on in our country? You know, as somebody who's Latino and American, I say build that damn wall. Is it going to stop people from fucking coming over or drugs from coming over? No. But is it going to slow it down? Yeah. It'll be doing more than what they're doing right now. But guess what? The government needs that shit to happen, right? Let's call it what it is, man. The drug business is business for the government. They're making money some way or another. They're making money out of this. We all know that they're in bed with the others who provide that stuff. But hey, I'm gonna leave it there. You guys let me know what y'all think. Anywho, and then if we really need to make our numbers, I'm gonna go back into this. If we really need to make our numbers in the army itself, let's go back to go to war, go to jail. If we see people, and I know it's an unpopular opinion here, but if we got people that are in the system for, let's say, nonviolent crimes, let's say for you know, drugs, or maybe thieving and shit like that, and they're in jail, let's give them that option. Be like, hey man, look, you can stay in here and rot away, or you can give us 8 years in the military. You know what I'm saying? Well, 4 years. Um, give us one contract in the military plus the 4 years reserve. Either way, for those that don't know, when you enlist in the military, it's a total of an 8 year commitment. Always an 8 year commitment. So I'm saying there's a lot of untapped potential there. And I'm a big proponent that those personnel could benefit from the military with the discipline, the structure, the the work ethic that they learn. And I mean, I'm not just talking about, in the inner city or the urban area. I'm talking about go to Appalachia. You know what I mean? Go to Appalachia, go figure out what's out there. Oh, they don't have a high school diploma. Okay. Doesn't mean that they can't earn one. We're letting in fat bodies, and sending them to a training camp for them to lose weight. Why not send them the ones that don't even have a high school diploma? Send them through a GED program. You know what I mean? Like semi to Job Corps. Job Corps would be a good pipeline into the military. I went to Job Corps myself, and I think that there's an untapped potential there to drive it into the military. Will it make like a warrior class? Possibly, but I mean, at least we'll have numbers, and they'll make their numbers. So just throwing it out there. It's like shit. Just throwing shit on the wall, see what'll stick. You know what I mean? Recruiters, get out there, get at it. But it also this doesn't fall on just the recruiters. Now that I'm thinking about it, because like I said, I was having a discussion with them, and my homie said, you can't blame Gen Z for not wanting to join the military now because they have technology on the palm of their hands. All right. And what do they see? They don't want to waste their fucking life going to fight for something that has nothing to do with us. No matter how much you fucking polish up a turd, it's still a fucking turd. All right. What do I mean by that? You could fucking say that we're gonna go, we're stopping the spread of Russia. Okay, they don't want to go die for some fucking Ukrainians. You know what I'm saying? What's the threat to us? There is no threat. You know what I'm saying? You think they haven't seen that 20 years of fucking war that we had that was a waste of fucking time and effort and blood and sweat and tears? You know what I mean? They don't want to join. Why are they going to risk their life for something like that? And they hear us coming back, and I don't blame them in a way. I don't blame them. Would I have done what I did in the military? I still would join. I would go back and I would join all over again because I wanted to be a fucking soldier. All right. That was my whole purpose of joining the military, to be a fucking soldier. Knowing what the outcome would be, I'd still join because I wanted to be a soldier. However, this new generation is different, man. They already seen that they've been lied to. Look what happened in Nam. Look what happened in the Gulf War. Look what happened in, I think the last war that was probably legit was Korea, you know? So you can't blame this new generation for not wanting to join. It's just they have access to everything that's going on. So the government itself needs to refocus on what's important to America and Americans. All right, that's us. Take out the recruiting videos are doing a lot better. Ever since they got rid of Emma, that was good. That was a good start. Start putting some pride in being American. Make these youngsters want to be in the military. Make them want to protect this country. All right? But don't do it by promoting social values that not everybody is with. And just because they don't stand along with your social values doesn't make them hicks or fucking racist or even bass awkward people. All right. You want to be accepting of everyone, be accepting of those that you don't agree with, just like you're expecting us to be accepting of those that we don't agree with. That's all I want to say on that. Anywho, um, shit, that's the recruiting story. Did a Christmas story. All right, so what do we got for 2024 coming up for us, man? Um, I think that 2024 is going to be a year of revolution, and I don't mean like is in like the Revolutionary War or anything like that. I just think that it's going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of political uprisings going on as far as like twisting as to what is a conservative, what is a liberal. I think a lot more people are going to start going more towards the center, honestly, into the libertarian realm. I think that this election season that's coming up is going to be one that's going to divide us so far that people are going to be tired of being divided and ask for something different, and hopefully the beginnings of a third party. I would love that. I mean, anybody but Biden is basically what I'm rolling with, but I don't want somebody who's super duper right, but definitely not left. Give me a center right. I'll take an RFK Jr. We already know Trump's going to be in the mix unless that fool, unless he kicks the bucket, he's going to be in the running. And we'll see how that goes, y'all. Anyways, hey, do me a favor, man. As you see the ticker on the bottom, it says subscribe to the channel, support on the gun line, and you can go to PayPal on the gunline at gmail.com. You can do the Cash App. It's going to be the money sign and DLO 1977. Or you could visit the onthegunline.com and click the On the Gunline support store. All right, there's a merch store there, and I got a new shirt out for the Vet Bro Reacts. It says Vet Bro Militia. This is the first one that I came up with. I'm gonna be making a few tweaks, and there's also a lot of artillery shirts on there. If you guys want to go check it out, it'll help support the pod. Honestly, that's all. If I ever make anything from this, it's just to better this, and maybe I'll be able to pay people to come onto the podcast and have conversations with. Because, like I said, I'm not no Delta Force. I'm not no Special Forces Ranger tabbed space shuttle gunner. I'm just a regular Joe like y'all. So the fact that I have anybody even listening, I appreciate y'all, man. I think that's all I got for today. I'm not gonna just talk to be talking. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of the year. I hope that you end the year the way you want it. That you start the year on a positive note. I know we all try to. Let's stay positive though. You know what I'm saying? Let's make 2024 positive. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back, baby. Anywho, I think I'm gonna leave it at that one today. It's been 23 minutes. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble on. Make sure y'all go check out the Vetbro Reacts videos. I'll be dropping another one tomorrow. And then Thursday I'll be going live. And then I forget what the schedule is. I have it up there somewhere. Anywho, whenever I see something, I just react. Hey, send me links, send it on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter X, Facebook, or on the gunline at gmail.com will be the best way to send it to me, honestly. So give me some shit to react to. And like I said, man, I can only get better. So whatever you guys send me, I'll react to it. And that's my old lady in the background that's coughing up, just ruined the whole video. I'm gonna have to record all over again. I'm just kidding. All right, with that being said, y'all have a good, good, good rest of your week, rest of your year, rest of the month. Thank you all. Seriously. Hey, Roland, Feliz. Y'all are my day oneers, been with me from day one. I appreciate y'all. Kowalczyk, Hunt, you know, shout out to all of y'all, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. With that being said, Rounds complete. End the mission. Gunline out, y'all.